intro. How good was that?
I love that.
So your one will say imperfect on purpose.
That's
So,
great. I wonder, is that trademarked in any way?
No, because it's in CapCut as like a template, so you can put whatever words you want on it.
Okay.
Echo's here.
Echo!
Echo, absolutely amazing.
I know. I'm so jealous of her talent.
I was
in a good way.
Oh yes, I spent about 15 minutes listening to her latest song on repeat this week. Absolutely amazing song it is, and it is wonderful to have you here, Echo. And I am going to be showing people Vinci Resolve, and just Jen is in the house. Jenny from the block.
I'm just here for the entertainment and to keep you guys in line while Peter does his thing.
Absolutely.
This is the one-man Peter show.
So I think we will. Are you cheating on CapCut? I am flirting with DaVinci Resolve. At some point this year, probably in the next month, 2 months, I am going to start moving from CapCut to DaVinci Resolve, just because it's more powerful.
So Peter, really quick before you get going, because you set it up to show on stage. So the way I see them is they're tiny and scrolling on the stage. So it's not quite the same.
You should be able to go, if you go in the comments tab.
Yeah.
You should be able to click any of those comments and make them appear on screen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, how much of that do you want me to do? So this is my concern. You're giving me these reins to kind of say, like Jen says, you need supervision. But when I highlight her, she fills up that whole, it looks like it's the left corner. So I definitely don't want to hide whatever you're sharing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that'll be fine. Just basically questions, if people have questions. So let me.
So part of the reason I'm here, guys, is because when Peter starts his tutorial, he cannot see the chat. So I am here to keep him in line and read out anything that's important, or especially if it's specific to his video, just so you know.
Absolutely. Right, so let me have a look here. We will go with and we're going to go with this one. Yes. So I'm going to start off. Actually, no, let's just there. So let's share this screen. So this is DaVinci Resolve, and this is the DaVinci Resolve is basically multiple pieces of software broken down into one big software. So down here, you can see.
Peter, can I already interrupt? I have a question.
Yep.
Is this a paid for version or a free version?
No, this is entirely free.
Okay. Free, guys. Did you get that?
So this is the media tab. So when you upload your media into this software, this is where you will do it. So you would just go over and into the master bin over here. and you just right click and click on import media, and then you just import whatever media you want and it will appear here. Now I have this is all like considered B-roll for me. So what you can do is you can create a smart bin and you can just call that smart bin B-roll and click create. And then, so if I go there to keywords, all of that media disappears. But if I click on B-roll, it's all there. So you can have multiple bins. You can have bins for like A-roll, special effects, and only the images or the video related to that specific bin will appear. So that is one area where this is really useful. Now, this next tab along here is
I have a question. It's from Jen. She said, for DVR, is it web-based or do we have to download the software?
This, you do have to download the software, and it is it's always updating with new features and new things. So I think it updates like once a month, maybe.
Is it like a hard drive hog?
No.
Would it? Okay.
No. So I want to do so this is the photo page. So this is effectively Photoshop. So you would add your photos in to here. You would have like, if you had photos, you would drag them down into this bottom tab here, which would be your albums. And then up here, you've got your raw, your photo, your effects. So this is where you can manipulate all of the data that is on there. So what I want to do for this particular thing is you can, when you click on double click on a video, it will appear in this window right over here. And without adding it down to the timeline, you can just run your cursor along the video and it will play. So you can quickly scrub through your images and see what it is that you want to grab without having to add it into your timeline. So for this one, I want to just drag this down into the timeline. And this is where I want to do a direct comparison from Vinci Resolve to CapCut. Okay, so I'm going to switch to CapCut now. Let me know if you can see CapCut open.
In the bottom of your screen, I see it. Like, is that this?
Yes, so CapCut should be. Okay, let me remove that and let me see where we're going. We're going to add the CapCut on because let me add that to the stage. Right, so you can see CapCut there. Now, people who've used CapCut, which I'm sure is most people who are not on Mac, will know like this is just your video tab where you can manipulate your video. You could do your auto corrections, all of that in here. Any of your audio things. Basically, it's the simplest video editing software there is to use. But what I want to directly show you as a side-by-side comparison is the auto adjust for the colors. So as you can see with this image, we decided to go to the beach and it was a very gloomy, like miserable day. as you can see by like this image was not shot with like log footage. This was shot just with the normal camera on my phone, and if I click on auto adjust, you can see how that image becomes brighter. Now if I go to, this is DaVinci, and keep an eye on that image there. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on the top line here. We're going to click on color, and then we're going to go down to auto color, and you can see there. So let me just put that up as a full screen. So, and then let's make this a full screen. So this is CapCut, and this is, yeah, let me just make sure I'm getting the right one. Yeah, so that's CapCut.
See all and here, just so you know.
This is DaVinci Resolve. So immediately in this image, you can see how you've got the redness on the bolt has appeared. The sand actually looks like sand. Just all of the colors are brighter and more vivid. And compared to CapCut, you can kind of tell the bolt is a reddish color, but you can't really make out what type of red. And the sand, sorry, still looks quite flat compared to CapCut's version of the edit. And that is just one. Let me close that. So that is just one area of where I feel DaVinci is superior to CapCut. But it's important to note that DaVinci does have a steep learning curve, and that can put some people off. It doesn't put me off because I enjoy learning things, and I think Renee will appreciate this one. So
the crows you sent.
This is just a code just pottering about on its own. But what I want to do is show you the effects tab that we have to show you what you can do with DaVinci. So we have over here the fusion effects, and we have binoculars. And if we scroll, see you've got the binoculars now appearing on screen.
I love that.
As you don't even, I am not clicking that at all. Like any of these, I'm not clicking them. I'm just hovering my mouse, my cursor over them, and just running my cursor along the thing. I'm not clicking it or anything like that. So you've got binoculars, you've got CCTV. And keep in mind, this is all completely free. You've got your DSLR. If you've got people who like comic book fans, I think this particular one would be something that Kyle would enjoy.
Yeah.
And like you've just got like so many cool, like how cool does that look? A flying flag with the crow on it. I think Renee could do amazing things with that, with a crow or something related to her channel.
I definitely like the binoculars personally.
You've got like your little hologram glitches, your night visions. And if you wanted to use one of these, all you do is you just drag it down, and there it is on your timeline. And then you can just go along and just play your timeline through, and it just makes it look so much fun. And if you want Yeah.
I have a question. So you dragged the binoculars down. What if you only wanted it like on the first 10 seconds or something? How do you remove it?
Okay. So what you want to do is, if you are using a PC, you want to press Control and Z, and that will just undo the last thing that you did. So on PC, it's Control and Z, the letter Z. On a Mac, it would be Command and Z. So if you only wanted to have this in the first, say, let's say 3 seconds, okay, what we would do is we would just tap the letter Control and O, and you see that, or just press the letter O, and that creates an out point. Okay. So then anything that we do after this does not apply to here. So, and we can just press, and then we'll go down and drag it down, and if I've done it right, no, okay. See, this is the fun part with this. This is what I am learning as well, because I am new to this. Like, this is very much new to me as it is to you guys. I know a little bit, but I don't know everything. So what we're going to do then is we're just going to overhold it here, and we're going to turn the ripple on, and then that will let us just make a nice little cut right there, split the clip, and then we bring the binoculars down. Bring the binoculars down, and as you can see, the binoculars only start and then they stop. So that right there is, you can see where it's highlighting green. That is where your clip occurs. And this is just the effects. Okay, if we wanted to, say, add transitions, so then you can see the transitions appearing just by hovering over them. And if you see one that you like, you can just drag it in or open it. So I personally, I think this one looks like a really cool one. So just add that in there, and then we go back, and you see how that plays out.
Yep, transitioned. So Echoes wants to tell you that you can also use the inspector in the top right.
That is over here. And that also, the inspector opens up a whole new world. Like, you can add, instead of having to do excuse me, instead of having to use keyframes to like do your zooming in and your zooming out, you can just click here for a dynamic zoom, and then as your clip is playing, let's take the binoculars off, and we will just apply, we will go over to here, and we will apply a dynamic zoom right there. And then if we go back, and then you can see how that just zooms in and starts to zoom out a little bit. Now, Echo does use Da Vinci herself, so she will know so much more about it than I do. But from the limited things that I do know, I know that in the chat, you can ask Echo herself for the things that you can do with this software, considering that it's free, it is incredible. So, I mean, if we wanted to add in some text, you know, we've got all these different kinds of text. Then you don't really get some of these on CapCut. Some of them you will get, but it's. I mean, I think that's a nice, cool one, and that's very Renee. A little bit of a gradient background, and you can see like you've got your animated text as well. You can see how that is like kind of. It's almost like jelly. So let's say we wanted to add that in there, and we want to go over to here, and then we would just click and let's change the text. So let's go with something appropriate, and then we can give it a nice, perfect little color like that. And then, you know, you've got whatever font that Sir Roland would like. I really like Montserrat. That is a popular text, but I mean, you've got some like really Gothic type. Oh, that's a nice one. So you could say you could have that one, and then you could just make it a little bit bigger, or basically whatever you want to do with it. So let's just pick one. We'll keep it at that one for now, and then we can just go and carry on with what we're doing. So once it gets past the text layer, then we can decide, okay, do we want to do anything else with that clip? If we don't, then that's fine. We can go on to whatever else we want to do. But when you've got your titles, you can have something like just something like this, where it's down in the lower left-hand side, and you could have that playing across your full video. So you could have it saying your name and your channel name. If you're interviewing somebody and there's two of you, then for each person, you could have that person's name and what their channel is. So I think that's like really useful as well. And you can also interact with these on the top. I know this, one of the things that I think scares a lot of people about DaVinci is the Fusion tab, which we will come to in a moment. So this next tab, this is your general edit tab, which is very similar to your DaVinci, your CapCut. You know, you can scroll along, you can do whatever you wanted to do. Then next along, we've got the Fusion tab, which is the one that I think scares a lot of people. So over on the right-hand side here, the screen, you can see above this screen, it says media out. So this is going to be our finished project. As it says here, media out. And if you wanted to rename that, you can just click that and rename it whatever you wanted to rename it. So we can do that. And then down here, this is our starting point. So if we press the number 1 with this starting point selected, if we press the number 1, that will make this one appear in our left-hand window. So any changes that we make between point A and getting to Sir Roland, you will see them happen in real time. So let's just say for example, we wanted to add, let's see, we wanted to add some text. Okay, so you would just hold your mouse over the text and just drag it down. And then when you see the lines going blue to yellow, that means you can let go, and that is your merge layer connected. So now any text that we as you can see, we have a line going from our text box to our merge box, but it's not going from our text box to point A. So anything that we type in here is not going to apply into this first window. It's only going to affect the second window. So again, and then we can move that around wherever we want to move it. Again, we can give him a nice color. And as you can see now, it is only appearing in the second window, not the first window, because this text box is connected to the merge, not to the point A. I know I'm doing a horrible job of explaining this, and
I'm following it.
Okay,
I get
that's
it.
cool.
I think, I mean, Echo is pretty versed in it. You have CL listening,
Yes.
and listening, and so, I mean, if
Yes.
you're listening, I don't know how well that'll work, but I'm following it. So keep going. You've added a merge point, and that's where. Now, here's a question: can you move that merge point forward or backward? Like, or once you do it, is it fixed in the timeline? Like, so that the Sir Roland having a stroll shows up in second 3 instead of second 10, or wherever that merge point is.
Oh, absolutely. Basically, the text is only going to appear up until we decide to take it out. So if we wanted let's go into the text box again. We can decide, like you see here, you've got your second 0 or frame 0 to frame 476. So if we was to drag that down and have it at 85, then if we go back to the beginning, let's go all the way back to the beginning here. So there you go. You've got Sir Roland having a stroll, and then as the clip plays on, which is a little bit slow on my system, probably because I've got quite a few things open. But yeah, once it gets to here where the green line is, then that will disappear. So you can control how long you want the text to appear just by adjusting this right here. And if you wanted to do something with the layout, which I would just take hold of the anchor point and you can move it around. You could add another text box if you wanted to and have a second line of text just appearing anywhere in your video. So I think it's just something that I think the best thing to do when it comes to the Fusion tab is to just play around make mistakes, see where it is that you went wrong, and just Control Z, take one step back, try something new. Because we only learn things by making mistakes. You've got over here a camera
Really quick,
3D.
Peter,
Yes.
Echo adds in a way to add text on a timer that is a little less system intensive is to add them as additional video layers in the editing tab. The Fusion tab does use quite a bit of resources, so maybe that's why you started to lag.
Yeah, so if you wanted to add multiple layers here, that you could absolutely do that. Like, so just like here. So you've got your, we'll go on to this one. And so that's what she would be referring to, go on to the inspector, so we can change the rating here, and we'll go with something very echoey. So there we go. Yeah, so you can absolutely, this is the easier way to do it. I am just showing you what you can do in Fusion, but I think I get carried away with myself because I'm like, oh yeah, Fusion is like, you could do so much in Fusion. The truth of it is, Fusion terrifies the life out of me because I don't know how to use 80% of it yet. But as I am learning more how to use it, especially when it comes to like creating 3D animations, I do have a video that I'm working on in the background that is being edited on DaVinci, and it will have things coming from the camera towards me in multiple like layers. So that's something that I'm watching tutorials on how to do it and then trying to follow along step by step. And I think that is a good, solid way to do it. So yeah, that's our Fusion. Now this is a whole nother beast on its own. This is the color grading. Now I am not great with color grading myself. I know there are people out there who are. Let me just take one moment here to go back because those are going to annoy me. Yeah.
Peter, while you're backing up, Echo says, new tools, new toys, must play with all the buttons. Best way to learn is to mess up and then do it again. Love this. Best way to learn by making mistakes. 100% agree with Peter.
Exactly. And the more mistakes we make, the quicker we learn. Like, you can, now I don't, when I'm editing videos I do it, for now, I do it in CapCut, and I don't really mess around with the color page because I have my own personal like LUT that I created, which is a lookup table. But even over here, you just click on LUTs and you can see how, like, these are just the categories. So then you can see straight away like exactly how much they changed the video, and you can just experiment with different LUTs to see what matches your style and what kind of thing you want to go with. But yeah, color grading is something that I have not yet had the pleasure of mastering. And then finally, we have our audio page, which this is basically Audacity. You know, you've got like all of you've got your EQ filters, you've got your noise removal, like anything that you could want to do with these things, you can do them. And you've got like a sound library. So let's say we wanted to do birds. Okay, so we've got it has its own built-in sound library, but you've got like you can add clipping so that the volume in your video does not rise above a certain point. If it does, it'll just clip it out. You've got like a lot of these things, I don't even know what they mean. Like a de-esser, I have got no idea what that means. It's something that I'm going to learn about. I think the best thing that I would suggest for people who are, I mean, this is just my way of saying, hey guys, this is DaVinci Resolve. Here's where here's what each of the tabs does. And, you know, it's powerful, but there is a bit of a learning curve. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And now this is different to CapCut in terms of how you would export a video, because DaVinci is more powerful. It can take longer to render a video depending on how much editing and how long your video is and how much editing has been done to it. But like you've got all of your usual settings here. So if you wanted to do like MP4 or MKV, whatever you wanted, however you wanted to export it. But you've also got, if I can remember, so you've got like, there you go, right down here at the bottom, YouTube settings. So you can click on upload directly to YouTube, add your title. You can even upload a thumbnail. And I think that is pretty cool. That, like, again, same with like you can do from CapCut, you can upload it directly to YouTube. You've got your subtitle settings, which I haven't played around with myself yet, but I intend to play around with it quite a lot. Now,
so you have a couple more comments from Echoes. I've been waiting. I don't know when to interrupt you, but so she says, Fairlight is BAE. I live here. She needs to learn more about the tab. And then her comment was D-esser is when you hear those harsh SSSSS hiss noises.
Oh, yes.
You can use it to remove those or lessen them. It works when there is an unwanted sibilant sound effect.
Yes. Now, one thing that I did want to share, if I can just let me. But if people are wanting to like truly learn how to use DaVinci Resolve the way Echo can use DaVinci Resolve, I would direct them to, let me go back in here, share my screen. So am I on the screen? So
not yet. You got to add it to the stage.
Oh, sorry. Of course I do. I wasn't sure if you could do that. So
I could. I didn't know if you wanted me to.
Yes. So this is the official Blackmagic website. So this is where you download DaVinci Resolve. And as you can see, the free version, or you can buy the studio version for $295. Everything that I'm doing is in the free version. And what I love about DaVinci is on their website, you've got step-by-step videos where you can follow along with, and
AOA trailer
so
to the
let's just skip
timeline,
on.
and I now want to ripple delete the clip. So in this,
So you can follow along step by step with these videos. All of the material that he's using in that video, it's all available to download here, completely free. And then you can open DaVinci Resolve and you can follow along step by step. And that is just such an amazing way to learn how to use DaVinci. Like, you've got your editing, you've got the visual effects, your color, how to use the audio panels, like how to create sound effects, how to record voiceovers, like Fusion. They basically teach you everything there is to do. And you've got your books as well, and then you can complete like an online form. And if you complete the online exam and you get over a certain score, then you get a little certificate and you can become a certified DaVinci Resolve trainer. Now, DaVinci also has its own array of keyboards specifically for editing videos. And you get some really good reviews, but it's about how much editing you are wanting to do, how deep you're wanting to do it. If you're doing a documentary, yes, one of these would probably be really great for you. Like, here you've got your buttons dedicated for your cuts, dedicated for all different kinds of things. So yeah, that is my take on DaVinci Resolve. And if anybody has any other comments, Echo's saying that she's not that good with DaVinci. She's still learning. It's well worth it to experiment with the features. Yes, I completely agree. You could spend 2 hours a day for a week and you would only have learned 10% of what you can do in DaVinci Resolve. But I think because the fact that it's free, so you can do things in a free version of DaVinci that you can't do in a paid version of CapCut. However, the paid version of CapCut, or even the free version of CapCut, is a lot easier to use than DaVinci. But I guess it all comes down to saying, like, DaVinci is easy to use if you know how to use it. So the more you learn, the easier it becomes. And what can you see you using venturing into DaVinci, Renee?
Yes. But I'm like not happy about it. So yes, for two reasons. One, because I like all these features you're showing me, because I've been feeling limited with the tools that I'm using, but also because it's free. Because, we're in the small creator space where
Yes.
we got to really watch how much money we're spending, because everyone's constantly selling us a new tool.
Yes.
And I've been kind of trying to do everything right out of StreamYard, and it's been working, but it's limited. So
I think
it's a learning curve, because I only have so much time in a day.
I think with me starting to learn how to use DaVinci, and then if you start to learn how to use DaVinci, and we've got Echo using DaVinci, we can start bouncing ideas off each other, and like maybe learning something new from each other. Like you, Renee, might stumble upon, like you might accidentally press a button and be like, "Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, that looks amazing," and you could be like, "Echo, did you know you could do that? You can do this. I don't know how I did it. I don't know what I pressed, but you can do this, and it looks." And Echo be like, "Oh yeah, you just press this, and then you," and it's just it's got its own little like community, I think, with DaVinci. But yes, for beginners, people who are new to editing or not comfortable with editing, stick with CapCut. For people who are used to editing and people who can edit a video and they're ready to learn level up, learn new skills, take their content to that next level, absolutely DaVinci is the one to use. If you look at everything that I just showed you in DaVinci, each of those tabs together covers the entire Adobe ecosystem, and it's free. Premiere Pro, After Effects, Lightroom, Photoshop, DaVinci can do that. And it's one piece of software and it's free. So I couldn't recommend it enough.
I highlighted her comment.
Yes. Yeah, that's that's what I mean. It's, you're always learning, and I didn't know what a LUT was until maybe a couple of months ago, and then I learned how to create my own LUT in CapCut.
So what is a LUT? I still don't know what it is.
A LUT, it stands for lookup table. So basically what it is, or what it does, is you take your video footage of, say, your crows, and then you press on the LUTs tab, and you just scroll down the LUTs, and as you're scrolling down them, the video footage is changing. Like the grass is becoming greener, the leaves are becoming greener, or you can have it so a different look might be more, give the scene a more autumn look. Another LUT might give the scene a more video more cinematic look. So that's what LUTs are. They're basically presets for changing or altering the colors in your videos.
Okay. So Jen says she guessed it depends on how produced we want our videos to look. My videos don't need to be fancy. So more information, they're not really entertainment. Yeah. So I mean, it's like anything else is Peter shares his stuff, or any of us on any of our channels, is more information only. He's definitely not to say there's any one way to be here on YouTube. Everyone, you kind of have to decide for yourself the level, because I'm listening to it and it's a time factor, and so there's a trade-off. How much time will it take me to learn what I want versus hiring somebody else to do it if I really feel like I need it, or just going without it altogether, right? So those are all choices that we all have to make.
What you can do is you can record a bit of B-roll footage, let's say. It could be anything. And then if you want, you can send it to me and say, see what you can do with this footage. Just play around with it. And give me a rough idea of what you would like. And that gives me like a project to work on in the background. It might take a week, it might take a couple of days, might take a couple of months to learn everything. But as I'm learning, then I can then explain to you the steps to take. But you can learn so much just by watching those training videos. Like they teach you, they give you the raw materials, the A roll, the B roll, the sound effects, the music, and it teaches you how to put them together, how to cut them, where to put B roll so that it makes sense, and basically how to edit a short documentary. And as you're learning those like skills and following step by step, you start to it becomes like a little bit like muscle memory. You start to remember things. Jenny is sorry about that. Jesus forgive me. Jen is right. Time is money. Time is our most valuable commodity. And when you have people like Jen, whose time is very valuable. You have Vinay, whose time is very valuable.
Everybody's time is valuable. Your time is valuable. Echo's, Echo's got some little ones. So I think that's the point that Jen was trying to make is that, so yeah, we were just highlighting her comment, but Peter's video Peter's very much into learning new skills and sharing them and trying to grow his channel, sharing the skills.
Yeah, and I need to start learning a lot about Da Vinci because, as I say, towards the autumn and as we start getting towards winter, I'm going to be stopping with the CapCut videos and going to the Da Vinci videos. This live stream was my introduction to Da Vinci Resolve. I do have a episode 1. So me learning Da Vinci is going to be a video series, and episode 1 is going to be about importing your footage and how to organize your footage so that it's easy to find what you need to find. Because you can import your footage, and when you try to click on it, it's just a completely red screen, and it says you need to resync the folders. So I'll be showing how to do things like that. I'm dropping eCam soon because I haven't taken the time to learn all the features. So what would you then use, Jen? Would you use CapCut? Because I think we can all agree CapCut is like the easiest thing there is to use. It has its limits.
I've never used it.
Yeah, you see, I'm going to be like Echo, swapping from CapCut to Da Vinci, just because of they say that DaVinci is the software that Hollywood uses, Hollywood directors and Hollywood movie editors. They use programs like DaVinci Studio to edit their movies. So that's a pretty big review of DaVinci isn't just for YouTubers. Like Hollywood are using DaVinci, Netflix is using DaVinci. Jenny's looking for free streaming software and iMovie to edit. You can stream.
I use iMovie, but I use the free one and it's limited. So you can see the editing I have so far, and that's all iMovie. But
you can use StreamYard. StreamYard does have a free version for streaming. The free version does have its limitations, but the paid version, I think, is it's like £20, £25 a month.
Mhm.
And that lets you, I haven't seen anybody, I don't think I've seen anybody using Ecamm having all of the comments appearing on the screen like we do here. I could be wrong about that. If I am, I apologize. But yeah, that's just one of the things. And being able to have a co-host makes the streaming so much easier. Because if you're doing educational content like I was attempting to do, having Renee there as my co-host who can let me know if there's any questions, let me know if there's any feedback, pull up slides if I need slideshows pulling up. It's so helpful. But I think for Jen, OBS is free. I know OBS is completely free, but it can be a bit of a pain to set up. And I don't know if you can have all the comments appearing the way they do here. But I think it's approaching the hour. So I'm going to call it a day there. And I would like to thank everybody for watching, and obviously thank Renee for doing such an amazing job as the co-host.
We'll figure it out. Amazing is not quite there.
You did the job that you was there for. You let me know when there was questions, and that was all that was needed. So thank you guys, and we will see you on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that will be over on Renee's channel, which is Imperfect on Purpose. And I, for myself, if people want to know, if they're having some queries with different pieces of software, or they've got some issues that they're having, they don't know how to do a certain thing on a video edit, I have set up a Calendly calendar, so you can do a 45-minute call with me. It's like £15 for a 45-minute call, and that will be
good deal.
Like a 45-minute one-on-one call where I can walk you through whatever problem you're having and help you correct it and help you get set up. I'm not the best, so I'm doing it cheap, but it's an option for people because I know I do have some value. So I think £15 is a fair price for 45 minutes. And If I can't, you let me know what your problem is. And then before the call, if I don't know how to fix that problem, I will find out how to fix that problem. And I will help you fix that problem. And I will start posting the link for that in my community posts. And if I remember, I will also post it in the description for this live stream. So
I'll remind you.
yeah, yes, you will. So once again, guys, thank you everybody so much for watching, and we will see you on Thursday. Have
Bye.
fun. And